People immigrated to America from Europe mostly because of the lack of food, land shortages, religious persecution, and political persecution. During 1910, millions of European immigrants immigrated to America. Most of the European immigrants traveled to America on steamboats that were overcrowded and had terrible living conditions. Because of the number of people traveling below deck, disease spread like wildfire and killed many immigrants before they reached America. All European immigrants were traveling to Ellis Island in hopes of being accepted as an American citizen. The immigrants were checked for disease and other health problems. If an immigrant was not fit to enter the United States, they would be deported back to where they immigrated from. Over 17 million immigrants passed through Ellis Island. Asian immigrants went to Angel Island on the west coast to be processed. Once immigrants became citizens and got jobs in factories or coal mines, they were often forced to make their children work in factories also. Women and children were paid less than men to work in factories. The bosses in factories were very selfish and cruel. They made the immigrants work days up to 16 hours long. If children were caught sleeping on the job, they were often beaten. Bosses never gave days off for sickness, holidays, or vacations. There was no minimum wage for working in a factory. Living conditions were also horrible. The living conditions in their homelands were even worse, so that lowered their expectations. Immigrants lived in tenements, run down and overcrowded apartment buildings. In tenements, there was no running water, no electricity, and diseases of all kinds were spread. Up to 14 people lived in one room. There was no sewage system in big cities at the time, so the streets were crowded with waste and dead animals. Immigrants put up with horrible jobs and horrible housing because they had hope in their future as Americans. Today, the United States is made up entirely of immigrants' descendants, and without them, we wouldn't be the brilliant nation we are today.